Hey there guys, and welcome back to Hursty Games, and welcome to Season 2 of our Queen's Park Rangers career mode. I am so excited, I'm so hyped. Obviously this is technically episode 18. Yes, we got the face cam today because we're not actually playing any games. For those of you who have not seen any of the rest of the series, jump on back, get yourself all nice and caught up, because this is a good place to get yourself all caught up. Start of Season 2. Basically, for those of you who do know, obviously we are now in the Premier League, so it's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be jam-packed, and I thought this first episode I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that I'm thinking about, a couple of things that people have said to me, and just get you all nice and caught up with what's going on. I do just want to show you though, Fulham did get themselves promoted, so we do still have the games against Fulham to look out for, and Sheffield Wednesday did come up obviously in second place, but Fulham winning the oh my god, the playoffs is crazy, absolutely crazy. But the teams that went down, we have Bournemouth went down, we have Brighton went down, and we do have, I forgot who the other team was, Huddersfield, there we go. So Bournemouth, Brighton, Huddersfield in the game at least. Looking at their teams, a couple of players, a couple of teams that you would probably think do deserve to go down, which is sad to see. But I reckon the likes of especially someone like Bournemouth will definitely power their way back up into the Premier League next year. But I'm going to start off, I'm going to show you the people that I'm going to be training at the very start of this season. So I would like to get Woodburn trained, but he is away on international. So we're going to get our young man Turner working his way through the ranks. I'd love to see his rating go up and see him really start to do something. So I'm going to put 2 training sessions on him. The through the gates one, the passing does really boost things up nice and quickly. I'm also going to put one on Georgian, because as I said at the end of last season, it's really good to have a nice solid defence, and he's going to be a big part of that. So we'll get Georgian on 2, and last but not least, he is at 75, so we're going to leave Akpaguma. I did consider it though, but I said as well that I wanted to start getting people up to 75, so I was thinking Scowen, because he's only on 69. It's tricky. Don't need to do Silla. Man, this is really hard. Maybe we buff Robinson a little bit. What's his? Yeah, we'll do Robinson, because actually they should go up somewhat quickly. So for the next couple of weeks, these are probably going to be the players that we get. The only thing that would change that is if we get some players in that would maybe change my thought process as to people to train. But Turner going up to 45, other than that, a bog standard training session. Okay, something I do want to show you that is something I've been thinking about, obviously going into the new season, are some potential new changes to our formation. Now, I did dabble a little bit with the formation right at the start and right at the end, and at the end it probably wasn't the best time to do it because I was dabbling too much with too many things. But what I've done is show you the 3 formations I'm probably going to kind of work between throughout this season. So the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is like our default, it's what I kind of like, I feel comfortable playing, but has kind of worked with us, and the players we've got actually fit to that quite well. The 5-3-2, which I've called defense, or DEF, is for the kind of games that we're going to go in and think, right, we need the extra man back, we need to be able to be quite solid in that kind of defensive half of the pitch. So we're thinking, you know, the games like the Manchester clubs, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the Tottenhams, those kind of games, but we might need to be a little bit more defensive, mainly on away games, I think, for that. And then we've got our wide team, so wings, to give us some wingers, give us some wide play, because actually we discovered near the end of last season that some width is actually quite helpful. But those formation changes as well are maybe going to give us a bit of an impact as to who we're going to look to sign. There are some people that have been mentioned, and I'll talk about those guys, but I'm also going to show you some players that I'm considering looking at for this season. Okay, so on here are a list of people that we've either looked at in the past and considered, and a list of people as well that are new and I've started looking at. So I'm going to go through them, only talk about a couple. This guy we could maybe get on a 3 mil release clause, which he would go up in rating. This guy was recommended to me. I know he starts off quite low. If he's too expensive, we will have to turn that one down, but I know he's got fantastic potential and he can get very high rated very quickly. We've got Mbambu, maybe as a possible right back. This guy we need to find out how much he's going to be. Blackett would be a good offer, not too expensive. Kehra on the other scale, a bit more expensive, but younger and with great potential. This is a free agent guy that I'm scouting just to see what his actual rating is, because he had looked like he had decent stats for a 19-year-old. Ake, now I've basically gone in for a bunch of Bournemouth people and inquired or scouted rather, because if they've gone down, there's a chance that they have to release them a little bit cheaper just because, you know, they need to get them off the books or the players want to go to the Premier League. So it's impossible. It's worth looking at. So we've got Ake and Cargill both at centre-backs. Tyrone Mings as well as a possible left-back or centre-back because he can play both. We've got Reece Nelson as a possible youth player. Quite a few wages, but it's a possibility. We've got Fraser as well. I know he's got great potential. So is Ibe, or Ibe, however it's said. Liam Kelly would be a fantastic offer to go for. He's a very versatile midfielder. A little bit short, which we've already got as a slight issue in our midfield, but a very good option. Tom Lawrence is a solid winger. It says he's just joined, but we can maybe go in for it. Zinchenko, very, very expensive. Probably out of our budget right now, but would be quite a dream because he's very versatile. He's a bit like Nori currently. He can play middle, central or out wide, and has got great potential, and I really actually like using him in game. Brahim Diaz, very, very similar. He has got a release clause. We could maybe get him for just less than his release clause. I think would basically be a slightly cheaper version of Zinchenko. David Brooks, fantastic young player. If we could maybe think about getting him in, it would possibly be a good option to go for. We've got Phil Foden, great youth player in real life. He's got good potential in the game and could maybe go up to like mid to high 70s nice and quickly. Lewis Cook, I don't know much about him, but he's got a 10 million release clause, so we're looking hopefully to get him for a little bit less than that because we don't have 10 million. Cliver, a bit out of our price range, quite a bit out of our price range actually, but would be a fantastic signing if we could maybe lure him in for cheaper. Then as strikers, we've got the option of Patrick Bamford would be quite a good option. James Wilson, who's actually just joined Sheffield United on loan in real life, so that's a great move and great signing for them. Charlie Austin, we mentioned it before, if we could get Charlie Austin back at the club, it would be fantastic. I think the highest rated player out of all of the players we've looked at, he would be a hell of a signing and would be really cool to have Charlie Austin back at the club. Joshua King, again, nice and versatile, really, really quick, will definitely fit in with our play style. Callum Wilson, I absolutely love Callum Wilson in this game, so to get him in the career mode would actually potentially be a very good move for me at least. And then you've got Vaclav, is how I'm going to say it, Cherney, who is a great youth player and again versatile on either wing and not too expensive for the potential he's got. But those are the players we're looking at the moment. I'm going to show you now people that I'm going to list up to potentially sell. Okay, so looking at the team, this is actually a really, really difficult one because there are a lot of players here that I'd love to try and give a chance, but now we're in the Premier League, it's going to be very, very difficult to. So Lumley, I've listed to go out on loan. I quite like Lumley as a player actually. He hasn't played many times, if at all, for us really, but he just seems like he's got head and shoulders and he just seems like a really nice guy, really chilled guy. So I'm going to try and send him out on loan. Baptiste, I have listed. He's quite old now and he's not really going to get much time in the team. I have also sent out for loan Jack Williams. I've also done Wheeler. I've also listed Comley and Goss. I didn't list Eze because people were asking me to try and play Eze more. 56 rated, it's going to be tricky, but if I can get him into like the mid 60s, he can maybe feature in like cup games and play a little bit. So that is an option. Now, people I was considering selling, if an offer comes in for Silla, I would consider taking it because he hasn't got much more potential. I do love Silla in this game and in real life, but it would help us fund another like step up player. Washington maybe, but he's done so well for us as well as an impact. And I know that people like him, he's a bit of a fan favourite. Jolek, I'd consider maybe if a decent enough bid came in. Nori, I would sell. If somebody came in for Nori, I would list and bargain and barter for Nori. Borashuk, maybe. I don't like saying that, but maybe Borashuk. And Bidwell, I would as well. But obviously, players going out means that new players would have to try and come in. So that's something we do have to consider. But there is a very, very busy schedule ahead of us, which I will talk to you now because there's a few things I forgot about. So, as you guys will know, we won the FA Cup in the last season, which does mean we actually qualified for the Community Shield, which will be amazing. That'll be the first game we actually play. Any pre-season games we are going to sim because I don't find them too crucial. But then after that, obviously, we've got the Premier League, which will be great. And, you know, we've got all the Premier League games and stuff that will rotate through. One thing we didn't think about, or at least I didn't think about, we won the FA Cup. That means we qualify for Europe. We're in the Europa League, boys. Now, obviously, they haven't done draws or anything. We haven't got a group or anything like that yet, but it's something I did forget about and is going to be very, very difficult because I will tell you now, we have £5 million in our transfer budget. I haven't been sent my objectives yet. I don't know financially what they're expecting, but it's going to be tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the first day done, and we'll move into looking at our pre-season tournaments. One thing that popped up first, and I did want to tell you guys, as I'm sure a lot of you will remember, Nader Manua did sign a pre-contract agreement with Leipzig, so that is where he has gone. The Chief has officially, sadly, left our QPR team. Okay, so three, obviously the pre-season tournaments. I'm going to the one in Italy, the European International Cup. There's a few teams there from like Portugal and stuff, Italian teams, a couple of teams, I think that's Belgium as well, so that'll be nice. Hopefully we can get ourselves at least to the knockout rounds. I'd like to try and see if the boys could sim their way through the group. So we have also got our objectives. So the youth development, they want us to sign at least 2 players younger than 20 with potential greater than the average overall rating of the players currently in the same position. Okay, and grow 1 youth academy player by at least 5, and then as soon as they've grown, play them in 5 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or as a sub. That's something we can do. We can aim for that, so that's something we can consider. Brand exposure within 3 seasons, increase season ticket sales by 10%. Okay, it's possible. They want us to reach the knockout stages of the Europa League, which is going to be very difficult. Premier League, avoid relegation. That I am very happy to say that is like a standard. Avoid relegation. I'm happy with that. Round of 32 for the FA Cup, and then within 2 seasons finish mid-table in the Premier League. Okay, financial, reduce player wages by £17,600 a week, and then increase the club worth by 50% within 2 years. Doable. I think those are the 3 latest ones. I kind of almost consider those like the main ones, kind of the main things they want. But the big one really is avoid relegation. I'd like to finish about mid-table this season. If I can finish anywhere near that sort of middle to top half, like looking at like 10th, 11th, 12th, that kind of area would be, I'd consider that a big achievement this year. Okay, so we have reached our first game of the new season. Obviously we are simulating, like I said, because it's the pre-season. I don't play the pre-seasons. I just find they drag on a little bit. But we are against Maritomo, the first team we're up against, so that's a team from Madeira. So hopefully we can get ourselves a nice early win. Playing with just kind of the standard team. It's the 4-1-2-1-2 formation that I kind of got used to. Brereton getting himself the first goal. Hopefully we can get a lot of goals with Brereton this year. That would be nice, get him up to a good rating. But also just have a goal scorer in the team would be fantastic. Freeman comes on and gets himself a goal as well, which is fantastic. What else can we do here? Clean sheet would be fab. Freeman gets another one, making it 3-0. 2 goals off the bench. Well done to Luke Freeman. And that is how it finishes, 3-0 in our first pre-season game. Very happy with that. Okay, so this game we are away to Standard Liège. It's the second game, or Liège, I'm probably saying this all wrong, but I'm trying the 5-3-2 formation this time. We are away from home, like I said, that's probably when we're going to try it when we're playing the games, when we play 5-3-2. But also when you simulate, the home team, when they're not you, seems to always have a massive advantage. So we do open the scoring though, Scoa making it 1-0. So hopefully we can hold on to this lead. If we can get at least a point here, it gives a really good chance of getting out of the group, because the next game we'll have will be home, so that's a good sign for us. Can we hold on to it? It's looking like it. There we go. So we actually have 6 points from our first 2 games in the pre-season. Very nice. Okay, our last game in the group stage of our pre-season tournament against the Rio side. Gone back to the 4-1-2-1-2. Hopefully we can get another win here would be great. They've also got 2 wins as well. So if we can, I mean, it's between us 2 basically for the top of this group. And Georgian pops up with a goal. Fair play to Georgian. Hopefully he can have a nice solid season himself. Brereton makes it 2. This is looking really, really good. This is looking like good signs. Brereton makes it 3. He gets his 2nd goal. Freeman coming on again. He did well from the bench last time. They do get an injury. That's something we do want to avoid for ourselves. Nori makes it 4. 4-0. We are going through to the knockout stages of the pre-season tournament. So as I said, we made it through to the knockout stages. We get an extra £1 million £1 million into our transfer kitty, putting us up to about 6 million. I also will hopefully spend some of that money on learning how to talk. We'll find out. Okay, semi-finals time. We're against Spal is what I'm going to call them, because that's how it's spelt. It is the semi-finals. We are the home team, which is again a nice advantage. Playing the 4-1-2-1-2. hopefully we can keep up the great form we are in. 3 wins back-to-back. Can we make it 4 wins back-to-back for pre-season? That would be nice. I mean, 5 would be great. Oh, Georgian does get injured. I did literally just say in the last game we wanted to avoid that. That is sometimes the risks of simulating these, and we then also go 1-0 down. It's not looking fantastic. Can we get something late on? Nori gets a penalty. We take it to extra. Oh, we take it to penalties, which we win 4-3. Man, risky, but let's see. Hopefully, Georgian isn't out for long, because if he is, that's gonna kick us in the teeth a little bit. What are we saying, board? What are we saying? We got loads of emails about players. Let's skip over those for 1 second to get to 3 days. Okay, so he might miss the final, but he's not going to miss any league games, which is the big thing. And we get another £1.5 million. But what I'm going to do, as you can see, my scouts have come in and told me the values and everything of all these players, so we can actually finally start now considering people for this transfer window. So I'm going to have a look through and I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, boys, so I've had a look through. We have a couple of problems. Dragowski is far too expensive now. He's got himself up to 75 rated at the age of 20, which means we're looking at over 8 million, and they're probably going to ask between 10 and 15. So Dragowski is currently a no, because we only have 7.5 million. Who else did we inquire about? Ake. They valued him at 9, which actually seems quite cheap, and is possible we could maybe offer somebody to get Ake in. Let me know what you think of that. It's something that I might do and set the offer ready, but not accept the deal, like not do the contract talk with him if they do accept it. So that's a possibility. Cargo, I think, is a little bit too low for our liking. Tyrone Mings, I think, could be a great shout. Great versatility with left back and centre back position. The likes of Robinson can obviously do the same kind of thing, so it means that we've got good rotation with those two, especially if we're considering playing 5 at the back at times. And he's not too expensive, so he is a possibility. Fraser, a little bit on the expensive side. Someone a little bit cheaper would be Ibe, who is about half his price, and is somebody we can actually consider. His wage is only 23 grand as well, so not actually astronomical in that sense either. Zinchenko, I think, is a little bit out of the price range, but Diaz could be a nice, cheaper alternative to him, so we can consider him. Brooks, I'm still considering as well, because I think he's a great player in real life and could do us some great work in this career mode. Cook, I think, is a little bit expensive for that release clause, so we'd have to get him for less than that, but is a maybe. I'm considering Wilson or Bamford, and of course I'd like to get Charlie Austin. And then King and Wilson, both, again, pricey players, but with maybe offering a player or two, we could sneak one of those guys in. So I'm going to make some offers and I'll let you know what I do, obviously. So the first player I am going to try and get hold of is going to be Charlie Austin. They value him at 9. What I wanted to do as well is it should show me how much our players are. So I'm curious. Nori, they reckon, is worth about 6.5. I'm going to offer Nori and see what they say. He's our most valuable midfielder. He's probably one of our most valuable players. So I'm going to offer Nori and see what he says. They're looking for a left back, which we don't really have a left back. I'm going to end that there because we definitely don't have the money for him. It could be that we do at some point, but for now, I think throwing like £7 million on a 29-year-old isn't quite what we should be doing. So I'm leaving that one for now, but we're going to look at another striker. I'll let you know when I decide which one. Okay, so now we are looking at Joshua King. My heart said to go for Callum Wilson because I love him in this game. My head said go for King because he has got the potential as well. Okay, not a player you're interested in. You're in the championship now, and I'm offering you 75 rated player, but they do want a centre mid. Let's just see. I'm not going to get rid of Longo. No, okay. If I offered 7, he's probably going to get mad. But we're going to do it. What does he say? 7 million. Yeah, he's not very happy about that. Eddie Howe storms out of the office. So King and Austin are both no's. Let's go on the other spectrum. Let's go for some cheaper players and see what deals we can... Actually, I'd tell a lie. I'm going to go for Ake. Okay, so in the discussion with Ake, now we've got Corker, who is 75 rated, which is very, very good, but he's 26, whereas Ake is 23 and will continue to go up. Plus, obviously, Corker has just left us in real life, so I don't really have much of an emotional attachment to Corker anymore. So let's see what they say. Plus 10 million? Get out. Okay, we can't afford Ake. I need to take this as hints. I need to go down the pecking order a little bit. Okay, we're hitting a slightly nearer ballpark now. We're going to aim for Tyrone Mings. So, player swap. Centre backs. I don't want to offer Corker because Corker is worth way more than they would be asking for. I've got the option of Aya or Hall. I'm thinking Hall because Aya's only 20, so I'm going to offer Grant Hall. They're going to ask for money if they do even want Hall. A left back. I ain't offering you a left back, pal. Let's throw a 2.8 at you. 4.6. Okay, it's not quite what I said, Eddie. 3.2.5. 3.8. Would you go to 3.5? That's my highest. Is it my highest offer? He accepted it. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the contract with Ake. Not Ake. We can't afford Ake with Tyrone Mings now. What I will do is I will leave that there. Okay. This is going to be the last little stint of the video, so I'm not going to actually do the contract talks with him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get as many players as I can to contract talks, and then let you guys decide in the description who you think we should sign. Of course, if the players I'm getting to contract talks, you're like, I don't think we need this player, then let me know, because I don't want to feel like the idiot signing people that you guys don't want to see. And as much as I love him, I'm going to offer Jolek, because also that means I don't have to say his frickin' name anymore. Borashuk? Maybe. What are you saying about that, boy? Better for you. Okay, let's just offer a transfer fee. Let's just be like, right, you've asked for 4. Here's 4. What are you saying? 4.8. 4.2. Maybe. Consider it. Considering it. Okay. So that's Ibe and Mings both on contract talks now. So we'll leave both of those there. I would like to consider Diaz. I think Diaz will be great for us. Or Foden. I feel like Diaz has got better variety in what he can do. So I'm going to go for Diaz. I don't want to do the 2.9, whatever his release clause was. I want to get him for nearer 2. Let's offer 1.8. See if we can lowball them a little bit. With a 1% sell-on fee. Cool, 1.8, potentially for Brahim Diaz. Okay, so that's another potential signing there. Let's go in for a striker. I think we do need to look at our striking options. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go for Bamford. Again, these are just the people that I've looked at and I'm considering now. If there are players you guys want to see, all you have to do is tell me. All you have to do is tell me, because we're not signing Bamford right now. That's not what's happening. All we're doing is seeing where we're at. Brereton is worth 10 million. Boys, that's a madness. Let's offer a transfer fee. We're going to go to him and be like, look, 2.5 thoughts. 4 and a sell-on. Let's counter that. 4, I don't know where you're getting that from, pal. I'm going to go to 3, I think. We probably will add the sell-on clause back. 4.3. I don't want to go above 4 million. Really don't want to go above 4 million. Let's go to 3.5. Okay, 3.6. See what they say. 3.6. Sweet, 3.6. Okay. I feel like this video is going to just go on forever if I keep looking at players that I'm considering buying. So what I will do is show you here. Oh, they're reviewing. Okay, they didn't say yes. They're reviewing. Okay, so we've got Brahim Diaz in contract negotiations. We've got Jordan Ibe in contract negotiations. Tyrone Ming, contract negotiations. And Patrick Bamford, they're reviewing the offer and they're going to get back to me. So for now, boys, I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully what I've done is start off the season in a way that you are looking forward to, of course, because this series is as much yours as it is mine. So please let me know if there are things you want me to change, things you want me to look at, things you want to see, all of that kind of stuff, okay? But for now, boys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you are excited for the beginning of QPR in the Premier League. And of course, subscribe if you are new. But for now, boys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Look after yourselves.